Well, good evening. Welcome to the DBS Sports with me, Kenson Casimir. We begin tonight with school sports. Now, matches continued on Monday in the Inter-Schools Massey United Insurance Under-19 cricket tournament. At Lafargue played field, Choiseul Secondary. He took on Soufrière Comprehensive. Batting first, Choiseul got to 279 all out in 35.4 overs. Hanif Antoine top scored with 82, while Jim Peter contributed 35. For Soufrière, Covell Prospect took 4 for 45, while Nick Jean-Baptiste grabbed 2 for 22. Well, in response, Soufrière, they were bowled out for 133 in 24.2 overs. Tertius Jones top scored with 48 for Choiseul. Now, Sky Lafay, he bagged the 4 for 48, while Hassan St. Bryce took 3 for 14. As a result, Choiseul, they won by 146 runs. Now, at the Philip Marsden grounds of Vieux Fort Comprehensive, they took on PI Secondary. PI batting first got to 139 all out in 21 overs. Calvin Foswa, he top scored with 42 not out for Vieux Fort. Zephaniah Edwin, he took 5 for 47. Now, in response, Vieux Fort Comprehensive got to 140 for 2 in just 19 overs. Sachin Charles, he top scored with 41 not out, while Zephaniah Edwin completed a good all-round performance, scoring 32 not out. For PI, Tristan Noble, he took 2 for 24. Well, Vieux Fort Comprehensive, they won by 8 wickets. Now, at the Grosley playing field, Jad Goodman and Safa Lewis took on the West Indies opening batsman Kimani Melius and the Babonneau Secondary School. Batting first, Safa posted a competitive total of 299 for 7. National Under-19 opening batsman Jad Goodman had an even 100, while his partner in crime, Dane Edward, scored 59. Well, for Babonneau, Bolton Sayers took a 3 for 47, while Caleb Thomas took 3 for 53. Well, in response, despite a brilliant batting display from Kimani Melius, Babonneau were bowled out for 173. Melius hit another century, scoring 106. For SARCC, Ryan Joseph did the damage, picking up 4 for 42, while Charles Sipal was also good. He picked up 3 for 42. In fact, 3 for 23. As a result, the Safa Lewis Community College, they won by 126 runs. Now, at the Darren Sammy Cricket Ground, St. Mary's College, they took on Entripo Secondary. Batting first, Entripo were bowled out for just 109. Grosley's Craig Elise, he top scored with 26. For SMC, Simeon Gerson was the pick of the bowlers. Of course, he bagged 3 for 17. In their turn at the wicket, St. Mary's College got to 113 for 3 in 15 overs. Akimbo Geese top scored with 40. Royce Paul took a 2 for 36. St. Mary's College, they won by 7 wickets. Well, the Castries Football Council, CFC, St. Lucia Football Association, SLFA, the Northern Zone Youth League, got underway at the Leclerc playing field and also the Corinth playing field, respectively. In the opening game of the Under-11 tournament, VSADC Pinehill Under-11s, they were held to a 2-2 draw by GMC United. In the second Under-11 match, Valley Soccer Club got the better of Flow Lancers FC with a 2-1 victory. Flow Lancers FC took the lead in the 10th minute, courtesy of a goal from Naheem Ogis. Valley Soccer Club fought back and were able to grab all 3 points thanks to goals from Omarion Edwin and Alex DeVoe. In the final Under-11 game on Saturday, New Generations of Babonneau, they completed a 5-goal victory over Marsha. That game ended 5-1 against P1 FC. Now, in Under-17 action on Saturday at the Leclerc playing field, New Generations, they defeated Bays of South Castries. For New Generation, Glenn Emmanuel recorded a brace with goals in the 25th and the 29th minute. Yannick Noel in the 52nd minute, and Daniel Andrew completed the goal scoring in the 75th minute. In the second Under-17 match at the Leclerc playing field, Retry FC took on Central Castries Under-17 champions, Valley Soccer Club. Jalen Peterkin broke the deadlock in the 49th minute. 5 minutes later, Niall Bagas doubled the lead for Valley Soccer Club, and Bagas completed the goal scoring in the 60th minute. Valley Soccer, they won 3-0. Now, in Under-17 action on Sunday at the Corinth playing field, Massey Stores Northern United, they thoroughly dominated Flow FC from Castries with a 6-0 scoreline. A hat-trick was scored by Chujad Stava with goals in the 15th, 20th and 20th minute. Wow. A brace was scored by Dante Peters and a lone goal scored by Jeremiah Justin. They secured all 3 points for Massey Stores Northern United. Well, action in the CFC SLFA Northern Zone Youth League continues this weekend with matches at Leclerc and Corinth. Well, the final of the Inter-Schools Track and Field Championships took place last Friday. Here now is an official report from the Department of Youth Development and Sports.
The Department of Youth Development and Sports brought the curtains down on the 2018 Inter-Schools Track and Field Championship with a day of finals at the Darren Sammy Cricket Ground last week Friday. This year's championship consists of a Northern and Southern qualifier, culminating in Friday's events on the track and on the field. The minister responsible for youth development and sports was honored to view the performances of the athletes.
The performances, as I've observed, they are good. We have some athletes from this lot. I know that will be representing St. Lucia, so hats off to them, and we congratulate them. We know that some parents are involved deeply with their kids, and again, that is always encouraging. So all in all, I mean, the meet is going on well, and participation is great.
The minister also noted that the competition will be developed to enable the athletes to put on much better performances.
Yeah, that's the routine. But we want to position St. Lucia in a place where, in the future, or starting from now, that the athletes would put out much better performances. And, we have to try and encourage a lot more of these competitions. We basically need to look at the structure of all the tournaments we have in St. Lucia and create more avenues for our kids to participate and partake.
The Inter-Schools Track and Field Championship is an annual event with a number of schools participating and competing with the results of finding the best athletes to represent St. Lucia. From the Department of Youth Development and Sports, I am Kevin Louisi.
Well, at the end of the event, St. Mary's College and St. Joseph's Convent were the runaway winners of the Boys and Girls Champs. SMC, they accumulated 232 points in the boys category, followed by Vieux-Fort Compris with 149 points and Usher Secondary with 125 points. In the girls, St. Joseph's Convent, they finished with 236 points ahead of Vieux-Fort Compris, who finished with 140 points, followed by Migos Secondary, doing very well this year, 129 points. They won football. They got to the finals and ended the football competition. Well, we take a break, but when we get back, more results from the youth football up north and West Indies versus Pakistan on for next month. Nick's in our backside. But when we get back. Welcome back. A total of 33 goals were scored in the opening weekend of the third annual Guardsman Under 14 tournament. In the first game, FC Pioneers defeated Valley Soccer 7-0. 2 goals were scored by Marlon Nurse, a hat-trick by Johnny Hippolyte. 1 goal apiece was scored by Emmanuel Francis and Shaquan Nelson. In the second game, VSADC came from behind to defeat Flow Lancers in the dying minute of extra time. Flow Lancers dominated the first half of play, ending 3-1 in their favor with a hat-trick by Dante Fitz. The second half saw some strange substitutions by Flow Lancers, which enabled VSADC to capitalize. Keegan Cole of VSADC scored 3 times in the second half to win the game 4-3. The final game on the day saw third-place finishers of last year's Under-13 tournament, that's Big Players, taking on newcomers New Generation of Barbano. That New Generation scored first in the 15th minute of play with a goal from Ori Thomas. Big Players equalized in the 20th minute of play with a brilliant goal from Gillian Clesse, and in the first half 1-1. In the second half, Adrian Vitalis completed his hat-trick with goals in the 27th, the 40th and 45th minute of play. Female player Anika Lowe of Big Players also came to the party, scoring a long-range goal in the 42nd minute of play. As a result, the game ended 5-1 in favor of Big Players. Now on Sunday, 3 games were played in the tournament. New Generation and GMC United played to a 2-2 draw. GMC's goal scorers were Josh George in the 11th minute and Liam Wilson in the 20th minute of play. While Baggio Edwards scored in the 19th and Riquelme Lionel scored in the 30th minute of play for New Generation. In the second game, it ended 3-2 in favor of B1 out of Masha. Jalil Evans found the back of the net twice for Northern United in the 27th and 30th minute of play. But Donovan Phillip of B1 also found the back of the net in the 16th and 30th minute of play. The deciding goal came in the 45th minute. That goal was scored by Keanu Felicien of B1 FC. In the final game, by Big Players, they defeated Valley Soccer 1-0 with a sole goal from Keanu Christopher in the 18th minute of play. Well, matches continue this coming Saturday 24th and Sunday 25th at the Granville playing field from 9:30 a.m. Well, West Indies will play Pakistan in April, so says CWI CEO Johnny Grieve. West Indies will play a 3-match T20 tour of Pakistan in Karachi. There had been a level of uncertainty since late last year over whether the tour would have gone ahead, given the security concerns in Pakistan. But speaking on Sports Nation Live on nationwide radio in Jamaica on Saturday, Greaves said all is set for the tour to go ahead. Quote, "We haven't actually received the signed documentation back from the Pakistan Cricket Board as yet, but this is only a mere formality as far as we are concerned," Greaves said. Well, the selectors have selected a squad. The players have agreed to take part in that squad, and we have received full security clearance of that tour from the independent consultants at the ICC and the Federation of International Cricket Associations, end quote. Well, last Wednesday, a suicide bomber killed more than 15 people and injured more than 50 others. But that incident is unlikely to affect the CWI's decision. Wow. Well, Cricket West Indies has established a new technical committee that will advise its selection panel what players are eligible for selection to the senior squad, and will also determine which players will be granted no objection certificates as NOCs. The NOC grants players permission to participate in the T20 leagues across the globe. This new established committee will also be reviewing the system used to determine Windies men's contract grades, as well as establishing a grading system for the award of retainer contracts for the West Indies women's players. Well, CWI Vice President Emmanuel Nanton will chair the 6-member committee that will also be comprised of the chairman of the Cricket Committee, that's Enoch Lewis, Director of Cricket Jimmy Adams, the chairman of selectors Courtney Brown, Windies men's head coach Stuart Law, Windies women's head coach Henderson Springer, and the nominee of the West Indies Players Association, WEPA, which most likely will be its president and CEO, Wavell Hines. Well, finally, the Silly and the Sublime came together in Lahore for the riveting finish as Peshawar Zalmi. They booked their place in the second qualifier and increased their chances of becoming the back-to-back champions as Sami led. But with 24 to defend of the last over, that result should have been straightforward, right? Wrong. Liam Dawson, the left-arm spinner, was pressed to action with all the other frontliners having bowled out. Anwar Ali took a strike and managed an unseemingly top edge that beat Darren Sammy, who was carrying a knee injury for almost half the tournament and just could not run after the ball. Then came 3 massive sixes. Quetta now needed only 3 runs off the last ball. A last ball which ended up as a full toss. A last ball which Anwar walloped straight to long on. A last ball which was dropped by Umaid Asif. A last ball which somehow, someway ended in joy for Peshawar as the fielders recovered in time to instigate a run out and seal a 1-run win. Wow. As the DBS Sports, DBS News continues after the break.